nous vous proposons un tour d'horizon de l'actualité internationale.
Joe Biden, just days before leaving his position as President of the United States, delivered what was his final speech in that capacity on Monday at the State Department in Washington. This speech served as a political testament, giving Biden the opportunity to assess his tenure, focusing on what he believes to be significant achievements in the realm of international policy. Biden began his speech by asserting that his administration had significantly bolstered the United States' standing in the world. Thanks to our administration, the United States dominates global competition. Compared to 4 years ago, America is stronger, our alliances are more robust, and our adversaries and competitors are weakened, he declared to an audience of diplomats and senior government officials. He argued that this strengthening was achieved through active diplomacy and re-engagement with multilateral institutions from which the U.S. had distanced itself under the previous administration. The issue of Russia and its leader, Vladimir Putin, was one of the main focuses of this discourse. Biden highlighted the diplomatic and military efforts made by the United States to support Ukraine in its conflict with Russia. And now, nearly 3 years later, Putin has not achieved any of his strategic objectives. He has not managed to subjugate Ukraine, break NATO's unity, or achieve significant territorial gains, he stated confidently, aiming to underscore the failure of Russian strategy. He recalled his visit to Kyiv in February 2023, a symbolic moment where he walked through the streets of the Ukrainian capital to applause, a gesture that, according to him, demonstrated to the world the unwavering support of the United States for Ukraine. This visit, Biden argued, not only boosted Ukrainian morale but also sent a strong message to Putin about Russia's diplomatic isolation. However, Biden warned of ongoing challenges. He noted a worrying trend where several authoritarian states are seeking to unite to counter Western influence. The major authoritarian powers are coming closer: Iran, Russia, China, North Korea. But this is more out of weakness than strength, he analyzed, suggesting that this alliance was more a reaction to their weakened position rather than a real threat by force. With Donald Trump ready to resume the presidency after being elected in November, Biden drew a clear line between his policy and that of his successor. Their approach to the Ukrainian conflict is a striking example. Biden emphasized the importance of a multilateral approach and continued support for Ukraine, while Trump might opt for a more isolationist policy, potentially reducing American support for Ukraine. The work we've done for Ukraine must continue, he insisted, thus calling for policy continuity in supporting Kyiv despite the change in leadership in the White House. Biden concluded his speech by reiterating the importance of alliances and international cooperation. He claimed to have strengthened these ties during his term, making the United States not only stronger but also more respected. This speech was also an opportunity for him to highlight the complex geopolitical challenges left for his successor, while affirming that his administration had laid the groundwork for the U.S. to remain a dominant superpower. Ultimately, Joe Biden's farewell speech was a blend of satisfaction for what he considers significant accomplishments and warnings about the challenges ahead. He sought to mark his tenure by restoring the position of the United States in the world after what he perceives as a period of withdrawal under the previous administration. With this speech, Biden turns a page in his personal and political history but remains convinced that his term has repositioned the United States at the top of the global chessboard.